Greetings my FNAF fanatics and welcome to the channel. Today I will bring to light a new theory I like to call MikeHelpy. Now, before I get started, please be sure to grab your favorite fizzy fazz and Michael's buttered popcorn because it's about to get real interesting. Remember to leave a like and subscribe after the video and let's get started. Now, before I get started, I just want to say I wasn't the only one who worked on this, as Nara Raven did help me with this, so I will be giving him credit where credit is due. So Raven, if you're watching this, thank you for your help. Make sure to go check him out, everyone. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. So, what led me to this discovery? Well, I pointed at the words Mike spray painted on the wall to Nero and Ruin and a bunch of other theorists. So, now we ask ourselves, could it really be that Mike is alive? Well, Xantorm has a lot of really good stuff to back up that theory. Go check him out. But how could Mike be influencing the story if this is the case? So, while playing the game of Help Wanted 1, I found some really interesting things in the game. These things range from hats of Helpy in the 70s to early 80s. You may think, what does this have to do with Mike and connecting to Mike? Well, if you noticed that in the game you basically play as Mike, but you are Vanessa in real life, but you're just playing as Mike. But what's really interesting to me is the fact that if you're playing as Mike and in many different levels, these hats just keep popping up and appearing in front of you, which is super weird, right? That's not all. If Mike is in fact still alive in Ruin, in one of the endings called the Brazil ending, who do you see sitting next to Gregory and Vanessa in the ending? Helpy! But that's not where it ends, because in the security logbook, Mike wants to go on a vacation. Hell, in the movie novel, he says he wants to go on a vacation. And in Help Wanted 2, there you see Helpy on a vacation. Did Mike finally get his vacation? Another thing I want to bring up, in Ruin, when you're in the elevator, you get a walkie-talkie message from Gregory, and he says,
"My friend has access to the building maps. Just follow his instructions."
Very interesting. Gregory is telling us this after we release the Mimic and his supposed friend has access to the maps. So, just who would have access to the maps? I'll give you a hint to someone who's been working for this franchise for a very long time. Mike. Now, finally, in the level where you're trying to fix and patch up Helpy, there, on the wall, you will see a photo of a burning building and Helpy fleeing the scene. And we know that in FNAF Pizza Sim, at the end, Henry set the place on fire and said,
"Although there was a way out planned for you."
Could this symbolize Mike finding the way out and fleeing the scene? So, there's this picture of Mike in FNAF 1 with a Helpy picture behind him, which I thought was really interesting and thought it was nothing. But then in Curse of Dreadbear, Raven and I were looking into other areas that Helpy appears in, and suddenly I found Helpy in Foxy's Log Ride, which is also really interesting to have him be in. This is also a Foxy themed minigame, which is also a character connected to Mike, considering he is the Foxy Bro. Also, there are secret areas which are themed around FNAF 1, 2, and 3, areas in which Michael has been to at one point or another. So that drives another connection between Foxy, Helpy, and Michael. Though, there's one more thing I want to bring up here. At the end of this minigame, we hear an air horn when we win games in a log ride. Though, this isn't the first time we've heard this air horn. Actually, it's associated with one character in UCN, Helpy. Why do we have this specific air horn? Well, we know Michael growing up as a prankster. Hell, that's how he killed his brother by accident. And what is Helpy's entire role in UCN? Being a prankster. Isn't that interesting? But that's not where it ends, because in the levels in FNAF Help Wanted 1, you have Helpy in FNAF 1, 2, and 3, and you have him as a security guard in 1, and a security guard with the Freddy mask in 2, like Fritz Smith, and in 3, you see he's literally a corpse, like Mike in FNAF 3. But this still isn't where it ends, because Helpy is shown to represent Mike doing lawsuits and paperwork in FNAF 6. And also, Mike is wearing a white bear mask in the cutscenes, and is shown to represent a bear. My first issue has to do with the Brazil ending, or really any appearance with Helpy in the log ride or anywhere in general, as this could be Helpy kind of being a mascot of the new games. I mean, Steelwool did say Helpy was one of their favorite characters in an interview. Then we have the drawing in Help Wanted 2 of Helpy escaping a burning building, as this could just be a goofy drawing considering Scott is a funny guy. First, I thought I was going insane and thought it was a funny joke, but then as I kept looking more into this game and some of the stuff, I started blowing my own mind and finding more stuff to make this theory. I would give this theory a 4 out of 10 due to the fact there's not a lot to go off of it, but it's pretty interesting to me. Again, thank you Raven for your help, and thank you for watching. Again, go check out Now Raven, and with that being said, I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye!